Hey guys, it's Kimberlee and welcome back to my channel. I make videos on all things lifestyle on a budget, and I keep always mentioning budget, but I've never recently shown you guys like what I'm spending in a week. If you've never been here before, I'm a professional dancer and actor living in the city. My jobs when I'm not performing include working on set like in TV films, so I'm a stand-in or photo doubling as well, and then also content creation. As I mentioned in my other videos, my rent went up, so I want to make sure that I am setting aside enough money for my rent while also not, spending on extra things that I don't really need. So because today's Wednesday, we're gonna rewind to Sunday and I'll start my week. Something that I have been doing for quite a while to make sure that my spending doesn't go overboard is that I have a expenses thing in my calendar. I will write down any expenses that I've made on that day. Living in New York City can be really expensive, but I do believe that it is possible to cut corners where you can without feeling like you're sacrificing your life. I've also been using the Every Dollar app, like the Dave Ramsey method or something like that. I was like cringing at first because I didn't want to do it because, no one wants to face the reality. Now that I've faced the big beast, there's certain things that I thought I was cutting back on that made sense, but actually it seems I'm still spending money on it. So we gotta figure that one out. Sunday was actually really fun. I started off by going to church. I didn't have much cash on me when I was at church, so I gave $5 in at the collection. Then I went down and took a fitness class. I love going to Fitting Room. It's an amazing workout. I highly recommend it. It's like full body, high intensity interval training, and you go from different stations and do exercises. Now for that class, I think it's normally like $30 something, but I bought a 5-pack back in March. So I consider this class not really an expense for the day because it was part of the 5-pack series. To get there, I did take the bus. So for the Metro card, I was previously buying in $40 increments because I didn't always need the subway to get to and from work. But I decided this week I was gonna test out the new Omni app feature that the MTA has. So basically, if you ride the train 12 times or you spend $33, all the trips after that will be free. I didn't know what my schedule was going to be like in terms of location for the week. So I was like, ooh, I'm gonna do that. And so I started that on Sunday and I was like, let me get my rides in. So I rode the bus down to class. That's, the $2.75 that way. After class, I went over to Trader Joe's and I picked up a couple things and I spent $10.91. Then later on, I went to an awesome cafe on Madison Avenue called Ralph's, basically Ralph Lauren, the cafe. It is gorgeous inside, so beautiful, really cute atmosphere. My friend and I went, we had an amazing time. Got this chai latte, which was delicious, and then these overnight oats. We split it and it came out to $16.66. Then after we happened to go over CVS, I had to get a new brow pencil from CoverGirl, so I got that one. But I also have a $3 off coupon, so I only spent $7. I love a coupon, so of course. I went to Hummus Kitchen and I spent $13.32. I did take the bus 2 more times, so one was to go up to Ralph's and then the other was to come back down after I was done with the day. So on Monday, I had to just go and get a test. We test 3 times a week on the show that I'm working on. So I had to go out to Queens, and that's usually a subway and then a bus, $2.75 times 2, because then you get the 2 transfers. I did that and came back, and then I was pretty much content creating in my house for the rest of the day. So I didn't have any other expenses except for the Metro card. Another budget goal that I have started implementing is from Monday to Friday, not spending any money on outside food. I do get free meals at my job. Another way that I'm trying to budget myself is that I only order from Amazon once a month. Previously, it was very compulsive and it was like when I needed something, not taking into account that last year I did move and that's why I had to buy a bunch of stuff, but it still was becoming a thing of like, oh, I want to try this, or this random thing popped into my head. Let's see if it's on Amazon. So this time around, what I do is that I put things that I'm interested in my favorites throughout the month, and then at the start of the next month I go through and see if I'm actually still interested in it, and then I buy it. So it has helped me immensely. It's just kind of like a little buffer, so it's like, do you really need these things or do you not? Now on Tuesday, I was working in Brooklyn, and what I normally do is I take the ferry across because it's super easy. The ferry is the same price as a Metro card, but it is a separate expense. Again, back to my whole Omni idea, I was like, well, I'm gonna take the subway, which takes so much longer, but I want to get to this free rides thing. So I did the subway around. There's a safety ride after a certain hour when I'm working on set. And so I ended up wrapping right before it, but the ferries were done on the way back by that time at night. And then it was kind of a long walk to get to the subway by myself. So I decided to wait around the extra hour until everyone was done at work so that I could get the ride home, and that ride home was free. Now, today's Wednesday. We finally made it to the day that it is. So something else I've been working on through that Dave Ramsey app and just in general too is paying down my debt. My debt isn't really high. It's literally just my credit card. I have just been putting it off because everyone's gonna laugh, but I don't really think it matters because it's a smaller amount. But then if I pay it off, that doesn't like give me anything back. It's just now I'm starting again from the bottom, just paying regularly. So I've been taking my time, but I finally was like, let's just get this together. So this morning today, I took $1,000 and I moved it over to pay towards my credit card. So technically, you can wholeheartedly say I spent $1,000 today so far, but it was for a good cause and I felt like I wanted to wait for the right timing where it would do the least amount of damage because I am saving money and I'm also getting paid. So it's like money coming in, money coming out. Just under $4,000. So sending that $1,000 away. Now I have about $3,000 left and 3, 2, 1, we'll get there. But I'm just not really in a rush. The $1,000 doesn't like kill my vibe this week because I know it's going towards basically a bill. Yeah, and other things, I'm working actually later in the day today. So the only thing I really had to work on was a self-tape for acting. That doesn't cost me necessarily any money. Here's where the joke about the Omni comes in, is that the rest of the week I'm working within walking distance from my apartment, which yay, that's great, but boo, because I'm not gonna be getting those free rides from Omni app. I don't think I'm gonna get to 12 rides now. Another thing that I did today, did some meal prep. So like I said, free meals are when I'm at work, but if I'm not working till later, I'm obviously providing for myself. It brings me more joy to spend $0 throughout the week than it does to have whatever, quick pleasure that food will bring.
It is literally like 4:30 in the morning. I just got done with work and I'm walking home, so I'm saving that money. I probably went to sleep around 5. It's now 10 and I'm trying to just like lie down, stay down. That's my method for when I work overnights. This is probably the worst angle, but I don't even have my contacts in, so I actually can't see you. But in the past, I used to love like ordering in because I could just like, I don't know, it's like comfort food while you're literally trying to like stay asleep and just kind of vegetate. But yeah, so I'm just gonna hang out and just like take things slowly, eat casually. I have till 6:30. That's the turmeric mask I've really been wanting to try out, but I don't know. I like to do masks only at night. Is anybody else like that? Like a mask during the day seems weird. I think I want to do another 30-day. How does my face change when I'm doing a turmeric mask that I did years ago? Because I'm curious because this is an Amazon brand as opposed to that other brand that stole my content and kept posting it without my knowledge. But it's okay because every time I did find out, I charged them. But still, really, really annoying. We don't like them at all. Okay, so happy Friday, yay. I worked late last night again, but it wasn't as bad as the first night. So I think I got home like 2:30, 2:40-ish. It's really nice out and I'm like, I want to do something versus staying inside. So I booked a stretch private session. It cost me nothing. I love it because I won a fitness giveaway back in March and this is what was included with it. So it's at a studio called Limber on the Upper East Side. I'm gonna do that in the afternoon and then I should be able to come back, change and everything and get ready for work, and work is in the evening again. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, the sun is shining. I need to finish editing. This is literally the vlog that's going to be for this weekend. But I am on track to have another $0 day, which is great. So I'm like, yes, this week has been really good. I always kind of check in with myself to make sure though that I'm not like depriving myself in order to have this goal. I'm keeping it open, but it makes me really excited because I do like hitting goals. I do have to take the bus up. I'm not gonna use the Omni card. I think I'm just gonna use the Metro card that I originally had, which has like $9 left on it because as we all know, I haven't been riding the subway, the buses as much as I thought I was going to. So I'm not getting that Omni discount that I was so obsessed with. I love a good deal. I'm gonna hang out here, do some editing, and eventually I'll be headed out to get some stretch going on, which is great because I haven't worked out all week. Did give like a $20 gratuity. Normally when I do have time to take dance classes, because I performed at the Met this season, we have free dance classes throughout the week. So it's usually ballet and it's in the mornings. Obviously from doing the overnights, I was not about to hop in there, even though it's free. That's like another perk that I have where I can take free ballet class, it's just the, you know, the subway ride over there. Any other class outside of that or at different studios is like $23 or like $22 or something like that, which is really high for the dance industry. So I've been sticking to the free ones, but every now and then I will hop into a class. So that is something else I wanted to mention in terms of like other expenses. I am so hungry, so I can't wait to dive into some leftovers. This is mushrooms, some rice down here, and then these Brussels sprouts. Definitely gonna do a little hummus. All right, we made it to Saturday. On the way home, I felt like treating myself, so I went to Insomnia and got 2 vegan cookies. That's $5.50. And then I spent an overpriced amount for a vegan pint of ice cream to have with it, because, you know, cookies and ice cream, of course. And that came out to $7.39. So that is my total for Saturday. I love how this week went. I feel like I had a great balance of like working my butt off, but then also like enjoying my time and spending it with friends and stuff like that. Let's do our roundup. So I'm gonna be crunching some numbers and posting them on the screen here so we can see what my overall has been throughout the week. This has been awesome. I wanna do more of these because, you know, weeks fluctuate here and there. I feel like for me, and you guys can let me know in the comments, but I feel like for me, this was a really strong week during the week. Like, wow, I feel like I barely spent any money, which is so good. But yeah, so this would be the model of like a high goals, where it's like lowest of low spending throughout the week, almost just on transportation if I have to, and then on the weekends having some fun, you know, here and there. I was curious how you guys are living your lives. I'm sure you definitely don't agree with that $7.39 pint of ice cream, but maybe you agree with how I am during the week. I hope this video is helpful in showing a week in life of an artist living in the city and what I spend my money on. Most important thing for me is aggressively saving, and I feel like I have a good handle on that during the week for the most part. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy that delicious vegan cookie and overpriced pint of vegan ice cream. Can't wait to dive into that. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you in the next one.